take our advice, don't take our advice, but hey, we're just here to help you guys if you guys are thinking about it. And if you guys are thinking about it, go to mybookie.ag, use that promo code weighing in, and hey, use that QR code too, which we're going to go ahead and post. I'm going to say it's going to be right there because Dave's going to be on top of it. I'm going to say it's going to be right there. Hit that QR code. And yeah, we'll give you a little extra spending cash when your guys' first initial deposit. And let's go. John, what do you got? Let's see. Robert Whittaker versus Israel Adesanya. Robert Whittaker is a plus 215. We broke this down the other day, and I believe the odds changed a tiny bit. I think he was, plus 220, so not by much, but I think it was plus 220. And Izzy is a minus 275.
Again, I always look to say, all right, this type of fight, does Robert Whittaker have a decent, chance of winning? Yeah, he does. He's that good. He's that tough a guy that he can, win this fight. Is he should he be the favorite? Yeah, he should be. But if I'm going to put money down on a fight, I would rather put it on Robert Whittaker in this instance at plus 215. If I put $50 on him, I'm going to come back with over $100 for my $50. I'm feeling good about the bet. If I put it on Izzy and I have to put out $275 to win 100, I'm sweating the entire time. That I'm thinking, please don't let Robert land. Please, just keep on moving. I just feel more comfortable putting it on Whittaker. Obviously, both guys can win, but when I have a fight where both guys can win, and I have a guy that's as big an underdog as 2-1, I usually will go with that underdog, so I would bet on Whittaker.
Yeah, I wouldn't put 50. I'd put 100 on Whittaker.
Okay.
I would take my chances in that situation. And then what we talked about as well is that there's the over-under is 4.5. So at minus 125 is the over. We're saying, which is funny that it's this way, because we're saying that if it goes over, it favors Robert Whittaker. And so it looks like, I feel like that I
think it's going over no matter what.
Yeah, I think it's going over no matter what. So I would put, outside of Izzy catching him like he did in the first fight, but
he could,
but I don't think Robert's going to fight that way. He's going to fight more composed, not rushing in. He's not going to make those cuts. Don't get me wrong. He's going to get hit. He's going to hit quite a bit in this fight.
Sure.
But I think he's going to fight a lot smarter of a fight. And at $100 down for 215, I'll take that 215. And then I'll also I would probably go the over on it, just to be honest.
Yep,
if I was going to bet on the over, but I'd probably leave that bet alone completely. Just go with my $100 on the 215 for Robert Whittaker. Then you got Derek Brunson, who is a plus 140. Jared Cannonier, minus 170. And the over-under on that is minus 115 at 2.5.
And again, if I'm going to go one way, I'm going to go towards Jared Cannonier. He can definitely beat Derek Brunson in this matchup. He has the ability to beat him. Not that
he's the favorite. He's the favorite, John.
Oh, that's right. Oh, never mind. You're right. Okay.
I'd go the other way.
That's a little bit different.
Yeah, I'd go the other way.
Derek Brunson at plus 140. Yeah, see, if I was going to bet this, I would bet towards the under then. If I'm going to go with Brunson, I would definitely bet the under, because if he doesn't get it done in the under, it's going to be hard for him to get it done, in my opinion. You can get him out of there possibly in the first 1.5 rounds, since it's at that possibility. But
I'm going to
stay away from it.
Yeah, you would stay away from it totally?
I would.
This would be one of those bets. This would be one of those bets I'd probably bet, $25 on. I'd take Derek Brunson. And then for me, I would probably take the over, because I think, like I said earlier, I think Derek Brunson in a 3-round fight, he'll be able to get the takedowns. It ain't going to be pretty. He might have to win a split decision, but I think he's going to win in terms of a 3-round fight. He's going to get the decision because he's dominated the first 2 rounds with his wrestling. Potentially, he'll probably lose the 3rd round. By Cannonier pushing the pace, making him work too hard. It's going to look ugly and sloppy. Him chasing the legs on his hands and knees, trying to get to the ankles, that type of stuff. I think that's what you potentially will see in the 3rd round. But I still think that Derek Brunson will have done enough in the first 2 rounds to get the win in a decision.
Okay, so then let's go with the heavyweight matchup. TUIVASA against the Beast, the Black Beast, Derek Lewis. What do you think? Plus 155.
Yeah.
TUIVASA.
Yeah. John, I think in these type of fights, I leave this stuff alone. Like when it comes head to head, plus 155 minus the 185, I'd probably lean more towards the over-under at 1.5. I would probably say it's going to probably go, and for me personally, I think it's going to end up, you're going to end up, if someone doesn't get knocked out in the first round, I think it's going to end up going into the third. Be one of those type of fights, because Derek Lewis, he slows down so much.
He does.
That like it ends up carrying on like the rounds, and if Tuivasa slows down with him, you're going to end up seeing this going to the third round. I don't know if anyone's going to get knocked out by the third round, so you could see maybe that last.
If it goes to the third round, no one's getting knocked out. I don't think
you might get the last like 30-second blitz if someone gets clipped, but it's very rare. So if I'm going to take a chance, I might go on the over at plus 155. I'd probably bet $50, and take the over on it just for shits and giggles. But I think on the straight up bet plus 155 minus 185 on the on who's going to win, I'd probably leave that alone, just to be honest.
Well, I look at it and Tuivasa has got a couple of good wins. His last 2 wins, Greg Hardy and then Augusto Sakai, right? Sakai has actually got good stand-up. And Tuivasa is looking way better in his stand-up. It's his footwork and the angles that he's using. He's creating a left hook, one to the body, bringing it up to the head. I'm going to go with the plus. I'm going to take the plus 155, and I would put a little bit on Tai Tuivasa. I'm not saying that I don't agree that Derek Lewis is the favorite in it, but I believe that Tai can beat him in this fight, and so I would go with Tai.
Yeah, what you're running into, I think, John, is that like we said, if someone doesn't get the finish in the first round, you could end up seeing like this thing go to the judges, and it's like one shot, 1-2 jab, with like nothing really, not a whole lot of action going on. I could see that first round being a barn burner of a fight, but I could also see after the first round or after those first 2 big exchanges, it being a snooze fest. As much as I love watching both these guys fight, I mean, we've seen it happen several times with heavyweights that are pretty big on the scale, in terms of cutting weight to get there.
Both these guys are pretty big on the scale.
They're pretty big. Well, I think that's the whole card right there. I thought Bobby Green was on here. Scroll down to that. Wasn't Bobby Green on this?
Yeah.
Let's see. Come on.
The opening.
Oh, there they are.
Right there.
So you got Bobby Green at minus 145. You got Nasrat at plus 115. Over under is 2.5, and it's minus 225 on the over, plus 185 on the under.
Yep.
Ooh. Yeah, this is going to go the distance. I have a good. I believe it's going to end up going the distance.
Good chance.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Bobby's favored, to be honest. Not that I don't think. I think he's right there. But if Bobby's going to use his wrestling, I'd be saying, okay, let's go. But Bobby's going to stand.
He's not going to do that.
He's going to stand right in front of him. He's going to get into these exchanges. He's going to get into these punches, and I would probably still go with Bobby, just to be honest. That's a little homer in me though, so don't read too much into that.
Yeah.
But I would probably do the 145. I'd bet the 145.
So would I.
Over
I'd do the
for
same.
Bobby. Just the amount of experience he has in fighting top level guys, and just how active he's been as of lately. Just fight after fight after fight. He's seen it all, and he doesn't seem to be slowing down. I mean, he's gotten better, like in terms of shifting his game a little bit, and he's gotten better. Don't get me wrong. He lost to Fazeev. Okay, it's like a tough fight on the feet. But he had some.
It was a great fight in the third round. He won it.
Yeah, he had some good. He had some good moments in that fight for sure. Well, who are you taking?
I'm going to take Bobby Green in that matchup. But the one I want to know about from you is Matt Schnell against Alex Perez.
Alex Perez minus 390, and Schnell is plus 315. Bob, I'm just John. I'm just not. I keep calling you Bob. Why am I calling you Bob? Bob.
Bob and Weave.
Bob and Weave. I keep calling you Bob.
Bob and Weave.
CTE, guys. Ladies and gentlemen, you guys just witnessed it for the real. No, it's
witnessed it one more time.
One more time. I'm not betting on that.
I would.
You would.
See, that's one I would just put. Even $20. I'm going to put it on Matt Schnell. I'm not saying that I don't believe that Alex Perez is not the favorite, but Schnell is so good in the stand-up along with Perez. and the fact that Perez hasn't fought since his loss to Figueiredo. He hasn't fought. So it's been over a year. And I look at that fight and I go, look, Matt Schnell can win that fight. He's not going to win it by knocking out Alex, but he can win it by being technically better and in and out and the movement and all just volume. And I think he has a chance of it. So I would definitely put a little bit on Schnell with those kind of odds.
Taking the chance.
Yep.
100% agree.